Baseball card set building is a dying art. Fewer and fewer modern collectors are interested in the task, and indeed, given the vast number of parallels and rainbows, perhaps building a set has less meaning than it once did. But a while back, I got a few 1986 Topps cards in a low buck collection purchase, and I wondered, could I collect the full set for less than the cost of just buying it? Is that even possible anymore? Well, let's find out. Back in episode 91, I bought a low buck collection on Marketplace for $20. After sorting and selling through it, I ended up on the positive side of the money and had some cards in my collection, including a stack of about 75 1986 Topps cards, which were essentially free. That was the genesis of this set build. Over the week or so following that collection's conclusion, I thought more and more of the 1986 cards. I have complete sets from 1987 through 1995, and I have a complete 1985 set as well that I collected back in episode 37. In that instance, I was able to leverage a collection buy to collect and build the 1985 Topps set for net $0. For the 1986 set, I wanted a different challenge. Can I collect the complete set for less than the cost of just buying it? That meant I had to research how much a 1986 set is going for these days. That took me back to episode 64, where I averaged then recent eBay sales and found that last year a 1986 Topps complete set sold for an average of about $37, inclusive of shipping. Those prices have tipped up a bit online, with the most recent set having sold for $55 inclusive of shipping, and averaging the last 10 sales, we come to a value of about $45. This seems high, but some people don't have access to local shops, and so have to factor in shipping. My LCS would sell me an 86 Topps set for $30 cash. At the National, I was asking around and found several dealers willing to sell me one for $25. So that was my price floor, and the challenge set before me. Can I build a 1986 Topps complete set for less than $25? I already had the first 75 or so cards that cost me a net $0 thanks to the low buck collection flip. The next tranche came by way of a card shop near Philadelphia back in June. I didn't mention it in the sales and scores of local card stores part 2, but I pulled a complete 1986 Angels team set out of a dollar box that included the Reggie Jackson and the Rod Carew. That's 31 cards for $1, or 3 cents a card. That's the rate I'll need to pace to complete this goal, as the 792 card set for $25 equals 3 cents a card. So now I was more than 100 cards deep into the set with only $1 spent. The next group of cards came by way of a trade with a channel subscriber. As part of the low buck collection flip, I had found a few random Nolan Ryan cards. A subscriber, an Astros fan, and a Nolan Ryan collector reached out about a trade. I told him I was looking for 1986 Topps cards, and as it turns out, he had extras of the entire Astros team set. So I traded this fairly obscure 1990 Broder Nolan Ryan card and an out-of-the-pack Topps Gold Label Craig Biggio for the 1986 Topps Astros team set, including the 86 Nolan Ryan. I so don't care about who won the trade. I had cards that someone else wanted that I really didn't, and I traded them for some cards that I wanted that they really didn't. That's a win-win trade, and I added another 27 cards to the 1986 set for the cost of a stamp. We'll call it $1. I was close to 150 cards done with just $2 out of pocket. But then came the windfall. Up on Marketplace popped a box of 1986 cards. Hundreds of them for $10. It was an incomplete set, and the guy had said as much. But the picture showed it was in a newly purchased box. Alright, so a new box is $3, but that's possibly another thing I don't need to buy. So I met up with him, and all the stars had definitely been removed. It was just the commons. Some of them were in pretty poor condition, and there seemed to be some doubles in there too. I didn't know how many of the cards were there, but I was estimating about 700. So I offered the guy $5 for the box. He countered at $8, and we got filibustered, because neither of us had $1 bills. I had a 5 and a 10, and so did he. So after a laugh about the conundrum, he relented and let me have the box for $5, bringing my total outlay up to $7. and now included a new 800 count box, too. When I got it home and sorted, the box had just about all the commons that I needed except for 4. The number 40 Ken Griffey, the number 58 Bill Krieger, the number 350 Jack Clark, and number 732 Floyd Humans. I initially thought I was missing card 51, but then learned that there is no card 51, or at least relearned it. I probably knew that at some point. But there is 2 card 57s. Bobby Wine was supposed to be card 51, as the legend goes. All the All-Star cards were there, as well as all of the record breakers and the Turn Back the Clocks. There were more missing cards, though, as I still needed to track down some of the stars and Hall of Famers. So off to my Hall of Fame box to see what I already had. If you follow along with my highs and lows of Sports Card Show series, you'll know that when I see Hall of Famers for $1 or less, I almost always buy them. It turns out, somewhere along the way, I had already collected an 86 George Brett, a Roger Clemens, a Raleigh Fingers, Tony Gwynn, Rickey Henderson, Eddie Murray, Kirby Puckett, Jim Rice, Pete Rose, Tom Seaver, and of course, because I'm a Phillies guy, about 20 copies each of the Mike Schmidt and Steve Carlton cards. So after filling in the holes with what I already had, I was left with 2 missing Hall of Famers, the Ozzie Smith, card 730, and Andre Dawson, card 760. It's hard to put a price on all the cards that I already had, as I had collected them over the years from various dime and quarter boxes. They weren't free, but I didn't spend more than a few coins on them, and certainly no more than $5 collectively over the years for all of those Hall of Famers. So I'll value them at $5 out of pocket. That puts my total spend at $12, and I was 6 cards short of a full set. For the Ozzy and Hawk cards, I put an APB in my local collectors Facebook group and found a guy local who had both. I traded him straight up, offering 2 2023 Topps Chrome Bryce Harpers for the 2 86 Topps Hall of Famers. Deal done, and for no more money. That just left the 4 commons. While at the National, I found a dime box of 1986 Topps cards and snagged the Griffey, the Krieger, and the Humans. $12.30 now for the total. That box did not have the Jack Clark number 350. 1 card short, but I was sitting pretty with the budget, knowing I could always stop by my LCS for the Jack Clark. So while at the National, I picked up an unopened 1986 Topps wax pack solely for the wrapper. My other hand-collated sets have the wrapper with them, so I'd like this to match. The pack was $4, bringing my total to $16.30. Having not seen card 350 at the National, not too long after I got home, I visited my LCS to pick up some loose tobacco card pages for my binder. While there, I asked about the Jack Clark card, and of course they had it. And because they're a great shop, they just gave it to me with the purchase of the pages. With the last card, my set is complete, and I can slide the last of the cards into place. I got these cards through collection purchases, trades, bulk singles, dime boxes, and a freebie at the end. Inclusive of the box and wrapper, I finished the entire set for $16.30, about 35% cheaper than the $25 it would have taken me to just buy the set outright at the National. But what's the fun in that? Collecting cards is so much more fun this way. To celebrate the set completion, on time and under budget, let's see what's in the wax pack, as I need to open it in any case. Careful here, as the wrapper is what I really want. Okay, common, record breaker, common, Dave Winfield, and Dave Winfield. No, we are not seeing double. That's 2 of the same cards in the same pack, back to back. Pete Rose, record breaker, Frank Viola, who used to be famous, common, Kingman, Doc Gooden, okay, common, and hey, Pete Rose, card number 1. That was the card with the gum on it, and the corners are all knackered, but still, that's not a bad pack. Now I can put the set together. Cards ordered into the new box. Typically, I'd sleeve the most valuable rookie and set it on top, but 1986 doesn't really have any high-dollar rookies. Canseco and Bonds were both in the traded series. With all the cards in place, I can put the wrapper on top to match my other boxes. Why go through the trouble? I don't know. Sure, I could just buy this set. I've got the money. But putting sets together is what got me into this hobby 40 years ago. It can still be fun, and it's low-dollar fun. Low-dollar fun that involved 2 card stores, a card show, a marketplace buy, a Facebook collecting group trade, and 2 trades with new channel friends. When you think about it, $16.30 is cheap when it buys you so much nostalgia. Thanks for watching. Help support the channel with the purchase of custom-designed card box dividers, or 70 of them. Email me at philliesbaseballcards@gmail.com to talk about how.